Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the For Love of the Game podcast. Today, we're going to talk about Mr. Al Kaline. Just got done reading his awesome biography by Jim Hawkins. Uncle Matt, thanks for the hookup on that one. I will post the link so you guys can go and find this online. Get yourself your own copy. We'll start it at the beginning. Al Kaline grew up in the sandlots of Baltimore. As early as 10 years old, he was playing ball with the workers from the local electric and gas company. And while he was growing up, his parents really didn't allow him to work. They just encouraged him to play as much baseball as possible. Can your childhood get any better than that? I mean, that's pretty cool. But they obviously saw that he had a lot of talent and just wanted him to, pursue his interests, pursue his dreams. It really paid dividends. He was signed by the Tigers the day after his graduation. He didn't play a single game in the minors, which is pretty interesting. You never see that nowadays. He joined the Detroit Tigers in 1953 at 18 years old. And being the youngster that he was only about 150 pounds when he first made his debut. And he was actually so skinny that they had to make him wear the Bat Boys uniform for the first couple of games. And a fun fact in the book, it actually says that his first ever locker was just a nail in the bathroom stall. So talk about some real humble beginnings for a future Hall of Famer. In his first full year in the league in 1954, he had a solid season at the plate. Nothing really, earth-shattering, but he was a real defensive wizard out there in right field, and his manager just couldn't take him out of the lineup. So Al got a lot of great experience in 1954 in his first full year. And you saw that in 1955, finally started to put some weight on. I think he got married that year, so I'm sure some of his wife's home cooking really helped out there. But in 1955, his offense absolutely exploded. He actually became the youngest player to win a batting title in the American League, and he edged out former Detroit Tiger legend Ty Cobb by 1 day. He batted .340 with 27 home runs and 102 RBIs. So not bad for a 20-year-old in your second full season in the bigs. In 1955 would really set the tone for the rest of his career. He came close to leading the league in hitting a few years, but he was really plagued with injuries throughout his career. Or else I think that he would have put up even better numbers. Some say he might even reach the 500 home run club. But, Al wasn't really worried about personal accolades, and he really wanted to make the World Series. And it was even tougher back then because, they only had the top teams, or the top team in the AL and the NL make the World Series. So after 16 years, in 1968, the Tigers finally won the pennant, and they made it to the World Series. But leading up to that World Series appearance, Al was really just a platoon player towards the end of the season. He had fractured his arm midway in the season. I think he was out for about 5 weeks. So the young Tigers, who had filled in, had really got those guys to the playoffs. And when it came time for the World Series, Al talked with his manager, and he said, if you think it's the right decision to go and play these young guys, they're the ones who got us here. He was behind that decision 100%. He said if you wanted to sit him, he would be okay with that. So that says a lot about Al's character, especially being, a 16-year veteran and a guy of his stature to go out and say that. But the manager finagled the lineup a little bit. Pretty funny story. I won't go into too much detail about the defensive switch that he made. But Al got into the lineup, and he absolutely shined. In the 7 games, he batted .379 with 11 hits, 2 home runs, and 8 RBIs. And in that World Series, obviously the Tigers would go on to win that, the first one since 1945, I believe. I might be off a year. But that really cemented his Hall of Fame status. And Al would go on to have many great moments. He amassed over 3,000 hits. He was 1 home run shy away of 400. And he played in 2,834 games, more than any other Tiger in team history. And his number 6 jersey was eventually retired, just like his boyhood idol, Mr. Stan Musial. And it really amazes me that he was able to play that many games. I think he ultimately played 22 seasons in the big leagues. And it's even more astounding because he played his whole career with a deformed left foot. He was born with osteomyelitis. I think I'm saying that right. But when he was 8 years old, he had to have surgery on his foot. And that left the foot permanently scarred and deformed for his life. And he had to learn how to make an adjustment. He had to run on the side of his foot for his whole career. And I know that plagued him throughout his whole life. So those numbers are even more astounding, knowing that. And I want to make one last note, just to kind of tell you and talk about the type of guy that Al was. Later in his career, I believe it was 71 or 72, the Tigers wanted to pay him $100,000. No one in Detroit Tiger history had ever been paid that much money to play baseball before. And he actually turned it down. He said he didn't feel like he deserved that money after he had an off year, which, you look at today's world is absolutely unheard of. But that just shows you the type of character and what type of guy that Al Kaline was. But he eventually had a decent year, and he would be the first Tiger ever to be paid $100,000. So that's pretty cool. So I want to end the video and just show you a couple of the Kaline cards that I have. This one of my personal favorites from the 1954 set, his rookie. I think one of the coolest sets out there because it's got 2 other great Hall of Fame rookies. You got the Ernie Banks and one of my favorite cards, wish I had it, the 1954 Hank Aaron rookie. But star-studded set that was, 1954. And this is from 1955, his batting title season. And as you can tell, they used the exact same picture there. They didn't change it up at all. They actually used the same picture for the 56 set as well. Just changed the background a little bit. But there you have it, 1954, 1955. And this last one I wanted to show, not graded, but it's the Sporting News, the 59 All-Star selection, Al Kaline. Gives you an actual photo of him standing there. Looks like it could be Detroit, the Tiger Stadium. And I love the backs of the cards in the 50s as well. That a lot of cool graphics and a lot of just fun information there too. And you see the Bazooka starting to get in the mix as well. The famous Bazooka bubblegum cards. But just another cool one to have in the collection there. So there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this session of the For Love of the Game podcast. And thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys next time.